County Arcadia residents are calling for help. Historic amounts of water have roadways buried and people boxed in. News Channel 7's Katie Benty is in Sarasota with our sister station, WWSB, and she reports help is on the way.
Riding across Peace River, I've seen more than a dozen boats fully stocked with supplies and heading out to distribution centers, where residents on different sides of Arcadia are virtually trapped because the water is just too high to cross right now. Mobile homes peeking out of floodwaters.
I've never, ever seen it like this.
It's just the tip of the iceberg for Arcadia residents.
We don't know from one day to the next what we're going to do.
The devastation Hurricane Ian left behind is an upsetting reality.
I'm very depressed. I'm very, it's really hard. I've never seen, my town is destroyed. I've never seen it this way.
Those on the west side are hitting water at every turn.
Can't get that way, we're just boxed.
Leaving them no choice but to wait out the floods, which could take weeks.
It's stressful. Everybody here is under stress.
But first responders and volunteers from across the country are stepping in to help, bringing the necessities where land meets water and handing them out to anyone in need.
If it wasn't for you people here, we would seriously be in trouble.
And through these troubling times, neighbors say it's brought them closer.
I'm going to take the food that you give us here to my pastor, and he came over this morning to help me get my refrigerator going. So everybody's helping each other here, and I think that's the way it should be.
Even those who lost it all say there's always a silver lining if you look for it.
I have 2 dogs and a cat, and everybody's fine. So the real thing is you're safe. That's all that counts. That's all that counts. All of these possessions and so on, they just don't count anymore.
Holding tight to what they do have and taking things one day at a time. I spoke with officials at the distribution sites who say things are going to be pretty fluid throughout the week because they aren't sure when they'll be getting supplies or just how much they'll be getting. Reporting in Arcadia, I'm Katie Benty. Back to you.
All right, thanks. News Channel 7's Sam Martello is also working with our sister station over there in Arcadia, where businesses are feeling the effects of Hurricane Ian. Sam has the story of one man who lost his business along with his home.
Roads and bridges in DeSoto County now turn to waterways for boats.
As long as we've been here, we've never seen anything like this.
Canoe Outpost Peace River has been operating in Arcadia for more than 50 years. Owner Trent Anthony says the impacts from Hurricane Ian have been historic, a storm that he says nobody could truly be prepared for.
Nobody expected this. We thought, it's going to be another flood. It's a hurricane when there's already high water. And then it just kept coming and coming and coming.
His offices and campground full of RVs is destroyed, but also his home now ruined by the flood.
It's heartbreaking. But I spent, every day since the storm up until a couple days ago just trying to get my stuff out of the water.
When the water dries, Anthony says he'll recover one day at a time.
We're going to just gut all the buildings, tear the roof off the barn, and just start over pretty much. It's practically starting over from scratch.
Folks on the river with businesses can't operate right now, so they're helping with relief efforts by getting supplies from one distribution site to the next in hopes in helping in any way that they can.
People have come together so much. There's been dozens and dozens of boats running, mostly volunteers. Every time I'm out, if I'm going one way or the other, I try to grab a load of supplies, drop it off.
Picking up a load to help take the weight off others.
I could sit there and cry to myself about the conditions, or I can get out and do something and actually be useful.
Bringing help and a little bit of peace to a community in need. In Arcadia, Sam Martello, News Channel 7.
So Anthony hasn't been able to assess the damage on his property just yet, but he expects it to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to rebuild.